Hi everyone. Today's recipe is a 100% whole wheat sourdough bread. I've always had issues with my whole wheat bread and it used to be always really dense and heavy, and since I've been using this recipe I get super light loaves that are beautiful and with really big air bubbles. I use a spelt starter for my bread just because it's the first starter I made and that's what I use, but you can use any starter you like. It can be whole wheat or rye or spelt, whatever you have really. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna start this process by fully hydrating our flour. This is a process called autolyse, and in my opinion, this process can't be skipped for this recipe at least. Um, you will mix your flour and water in a bowl. I will put all the ingredients and the quantities in the description box below. You will mix them together and then let the water hydrate your flour fully overnight. Now I start this bread at night and I bake it the night after, but my opinion is that your bread baking should suit your schedule and not the other way around. So by all means, please start this bread any time of the day you want. Just make sure that after 24 hours you are gonna have time to bake it. I hydrate my bread at the 85%, and that's what I like, what I think my flour needs. If you mill your own flour, you may have to increase the water content, but start with this recipe and then after a few loaves you will understand what the flour you use needs. So just mix the two ingredients together. I do it with a spoon, nothing special here. And then I make sure that the water is fully incorporated in the flour. And I cover it and I leave the dough overnight in the fridge. After you leave it overnight in the fridge, you will turn your dough on your work surface and you will spread it fully on the counter. After refreshing the starter the night before, now your starter should be ready to use, depending of course on the temperature of your room. But if you do have sourdough starter, you probably already know this, and you want to spread your starter on your dough. And in this moment we are also going to add the salt. It doesn't really matter spreading it around like this, like I'm doing, just do whatever you want. I'm using 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt because this is a iodized salt and it's really harsh, but usually for a loaf of this size you would use around 10 grams, so you can weigh it if you feel more comfortable. And then we're gonna knead it for maybe 1 minute or two, and we are kneading only to incorporate the sourdough starter with the rest of the dough, and for nothing else. We are not building gluten, we are not trying to build structure here, we're just mixing the two things together. You will know when this process is over because your dough will be super sticky and you will see your sourdough starter poking through. And once your dough has been mixed fully, then you want to take a clean bowl and place your dough in the bowl. Cover it with a plate or some cling film, and then leave it out on your worktop or somewhere not too cool and not too hot for roughly 10 to 12 hours. And again, whichever time you have, maximum 12 hours, I wouldn't go over. And after 10 to 12 hours, we're going to start our process of stretch and fold. Stretch and fold is what creates the structure and the crumb in a bread that has not been kneaded. So this is essential and it's really important and also really easy. Make sure you have a bowl of water so that you can wet your hands and the dough won't stick to your hands. We need to stretch and fold this bread 5 times throughout the day. Now this 5 times can be every few hours or every 15 minutes for the last hour of fermentation. It doesn't really matter as long as it's 5 times. So you can do this maybe every couple of hours, anytime you find, really, as long as it's 5 times throughout the day. Today I didn't really have time to do my stretch and folds, so what I've done is in the last hour of fermentation I'm doing stretch and folds every 15 minutes. And I do as many stretch and folds as the dough will allow me. So at a certain point you will see now the dough is becoming really, really tough. I can't take it anymore, I can't stretch it anymore, and I can't fold it over itself anymore. And once that happens, then you know that you've done enough stretch and folds and you can cover it and leave it there for another little while. After 5 stretch and folds, it's time to shape our dough and prove it. I use a dough scraper because I like it, but you don't have to. Make sure you don't add flour to your worktop because your dough will happily soak the flour and then it will become really tough and dense. So if it's sticking to your hands, make sure you have a bowl of water, wet your hands, and the dough won't stick to you. We need to knock back our dough, which means just spreading it like so. So we just take the air out of it and we won't have air bubbles around the crust. And then we're going to start to shape it. I'm going to make a loaf, but we still have to start from a round shape. So let's stretch and fold the bread until it all comes together like a ball. And we are going to turn it around. And then roll it on the worktop until it's as round as you can. Once it resembles a ball, you're going to turn it around again. And we're going to start the actual shaping process. So take it from the side and stretch it. And pull one side in the middle and the other one on top. Push down so they stick together. And now you're going to pick a side, whichever is more convenient for you. And we're going to roll the dough and pull it. And you're going to roll it again and then pull it towards you. A little bit like making a sushi roll or a sausage. And this is now your rectangular shape that you will use. And see, this is the seam underneath. You can see there is one side up and one side down. And then you can roll it again and apply a little bit more tension. This is my loaf tin. I use baking powder and not flour because I like that better. And you want to place your dough in the loaf tin and then put it somewhere warm to proof for a couple of hours. My house is really, really cold, so what I do to proof my bread is I boil a kettle and put the freshly boiled water in a pot. I put the pot in the switched off oven with my bread and I create a proofing drawer in that way. So I put it there to sleep for a couple of hours. And to bake it, I preheat my oven at 230 degrees and bake my bread for 35 minutes without forgetting to add steam to my oven. So this is boiled water, freshly boiled water in a hot baking tray at the bottom of my oven. And in this way, your bread will keep rising in the oven and will be beautiful. And this is the finished product. It's a beautiful sandwich loaf, really light and airy, really soft with a nice crust. And I hope you liked this video. I hope you will make this bread. And if you have, please subscribe or give this video a like.